Snatch the shit off your head, man.
Man, don't worry about what I'm doing. Why ain't y'all do nothing when the fat jumped on me? Y'all trapped. Move, I'm running away.
Alan, tell me right now, why is Black Doug kidnapping us? I said don't call me that shit no more.
Sorry.
It ain't Alan's fault.
Thank you, Black Doug.
Oh, motherfucker.
I have to tell you, don't open the potato chips until you pay for them.
You gonna have to tell me that all the time, because I like potato chips.
Oh, you want, man?
Shit! Maybe I was safer outside. Get them guns out of my damn face.
You sure? Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Give it up to Steph Curry. Looking like a 10-year-old out there and shit. He be just playing this shit, just throw the ball up. I said, this ain't even playing, man.
Oh, come on, Doug. What the hell? Duck them little ass shorts. What is this? Sweating with inmate 13225?
You think you know Mike Epps, huh? Well, think again. Sure, he's the funny guy from Next Friday.
Man, don't worry about what I'm doing. Why ain't y'all do nothing when the fat jumped on me?
And the Upshaws.
Ain't nothing more sexy than a woman getting a big-ass paycheck.
But behind the laughs, there's a whole lot of drama, scandal, and juicy secrets that'll leave you shocked. From his wild love life to his controversial past, Mike Epps has been through it all. We're talking domestic disputes, a few cringeworthy jokes, and a sprinkle of legal trouble. And let's not forget about his questionable fashion choices and his colorful commentary on other celebrities. Let me tell you, with Mike Epps, the drama is so thick that even his mom was doubtful he'd make it this long.
My mother didn't want to move back in the house. I actually tried to buy my mother a house when I first got into business. She said, you know what, Mike? I know you're trying to be nice to me, but there's no guarantee you're going to be in the business that long. I don't want to move out of my apartment and mess my little check that I got coming up.
It's like he's got a never-ending supply of drama, each juicier than the last. Hold on to your hats, 'cause this ride's gonna be wild. Born Michael Elliott Epson, November 18, 1970 in Indianapolis, to mom Mary Reed and dad Tommy Epps, he actually started doing stand-up as a teen in Indianapolis. But it wasn't until he hit the Comedy Act Theater in Atlanta that he really started sharpening his skills. You know, getting all the street cred in the comedy world. He made his big move to Brooklyn and blew up on Def Comedy Jam in 1994, making waves and turning heads.
Probably got a dump truck outside with a spoiler kit on it. With switches.
That's when he really blew up, and suddenly everybody knew who Mike Epps was. It was like overnight, he went from hometown hero to the next big thing in comedy. You know him as Day Day Jones from Next Friday.
How many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on.
In Friday After Next.
Can we get some clothes? 30% off, 40% off, a FUBU short set?
Right? Well, those iconic roles were just the start of his glow-up. Michael's comedy chops made him the perfect foil for Ice Cube. And let's be real, who could forget about the whole Baby D drama?
Yeah, go tell me the other day, talking about, Cupcake got a new Twinkie coming out next month. It's a bad.
At the time, I didn't have any credit, you know, and when I went to go apply for my credit, Macy's came up, and I was like, wow, why does Macy's? I was like, and I remember the first time I had any kind of credit, Macy's sent me a card in the mail, and I went to Macy's and shopped like it was no tomorrow. I pushed that limit, and it came back on me.
The Hangover fans remember him as Black Doug.
You guys are fucking retarded, you know that?
Holy shit.
You still up there?
And honestly, he nailed that role. Can we talk about how he somehow made being mistaken for a guy with the same name hilarious?
I told you had the wrong guy, little boy. Damn, Alan, what the fuck you got me into?
And then he popped up in The Hangover Part 3.
I said don't call me that shit no more.
Sorry.
It ain't Alan's fault.
Thank you, Black Doug.
Oh, mother.
Dude was everywhere, making us laugh and keeping the chaos going. Then, of course, there's his voice acting career. He replaced Martin Lawrence as Boog in Open Season 2.
Oh, man. Now how you gonna hide a 900-pound bear?
Yep, that's right. The man swapped comedy legends like it was nothing. And speaking of Lawrence, he also starred alongside him in Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins as Reggie, the cousin who clearly had no chill.
I do want to see the black meat, but I don't want to see a bundle of it.
But plot twist, Epps wasn't just about the laughs, as he flexed his action star muscles too, with roles in Resident Evil Apocalypse and Resident Evil Extinction.
Betty! No!
Who knew he had a little bit of badass in him, huh? And let's not forget his time on TV. He had starring roles in the sitcoms Uncle Buck,
My queen!
and The Upshaws.
Why nobody pick me up from the airport?
Because we don't want you here.
We all know he can carry a show and make us laugh out loud while he's at it. So we know him for his comedy and acting, but did you know he's got a whole music biz side hustle? Yeah, that's right. Mike was out here running Naptown Records in his hometown of Indianapolis. You know, the kind of low-key flex that had folks talking. In 2006, he signed a local artist, Filthy Phil, who had just gotten out of prison after doing time for some serious drug charges. Now, the deal was reportedly worth a cool $175,000, but the plot thickens. Turns out, just a year later, Filthy Phil got slapped with a first-degree murder charge in Oakland. Talk about scandal. Epps had to terminate the contract faster than you can say bad decision. And we all know how that turned out. Mike Epps continued to make moves in the music world, though. The guy wasn't just cracking jokes and acting his butt off. He's dropped a whole album, Funny Business, the album, in 2009.
Monique and some wings and I'm good to go. Let's go.
Mixing comedy with some actual music. Talk about multi-talented, right? And he's not just keeping all the talent to himself. He's had some big-name collaborations. We're talking French Montana, Eminem.
I'm on everything. I'm on painkiller, cigarette, weed.
And even hopping on tracks like Hey Baby with Hurricane Chris.
In the club, hey baby. White folks, gangsters in the club, hey baby.
And the G-Unit mixtape, Elephant in the Sand.
And watch them hip-hop cops, because they will pull you over just to pat you down.
The man sure knows how to network. He's also got a few singles to his name, like Big Girls.
I like big girls, I cannot lie. If you need a man, baby, I'm that guy.
And Trying to Be Gangsta.
I'm a gangster.
I'm trying to be a gangster.
So clearly, he's not just dabbling. Mike Epps has even popped up in music videos, like he's part of the hip-hop scene now, making cameos and getting all cozy with the rap world. From old school hip-hop to new age trap, he's been popping up everywhere. It's like he's got stock in the industry or something, or he's got a secret side hustle as a music video extra or something. Now, let me tell you, he's definitely had his share of drama. Mike Epps got some heat for making jokes about people with disabilities in his stand-up routines. Some disability campaigners have come for him over his stand-up routines, claiming he's crossed the line by mocking physically and mentally disabled children. Yeah, that's right. Apparently, some of his jokes about disability did sit well with a lot of folks, especially parents and advocates in the community. They were like, no, sir, and called him out for being insensitive and feeding into harmful stereotypes. Not exactly the kind of attention you want, huh? He definitely ruffled some feathers with those bits. And let's just say, not everyone was laughing. Epps, of course, has been known for pushing boundaries with his comedy, but there's a fine line between edgy and downright offensive, and some felt he definitely crossed it. People don't take too kindly to those jokes, and the backlash was real. You can imagine the social media firestorm that followed, right? At the end of the day, though, Mike's made it clear he's not one to back down from his style of humor. Still, it's a reminder that even the funniest folks can stir up some serious heat when they aren't careful about who they're laughing at. Oh, you think that's all the drama? You're in for a treat. The Mike Epps Show is far from over. Who would have thought the hilarious Mike Epps would be involved in a real-life brawl? Word on the street is that Mike Epps went full Hulk Hogan on fellow comedian LeVar Walker back in 2014. Apparently, LeVar made a funny video poking fun at Mike and Kevin Hart.
He called me and left a message on my phone because I did an Instagram and I made fun of both of them.
You did a meme?
But instead of laughing it off, Mike and his burly bodyguards reportedly jumped LeVar, raining punches and kicks. The incident caused quite a stir, and the cops got involved, and just 2 days later, Mike was issued an arrest warrant. Looks like somebody couldn't handle a joke. Epps made headlines for pulling off a stunt that had everyone talking, but for all the wrong reasons. During one of his shows, he brought a kangaroo on stage. Yes, you heard that right, a kangaroo.
For you niggas how to boil, go get a thermometer for the pot. I need this shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
The audience was totally shocked and honestly a little freaked out. But it wasn't just the surprise of the kangaroo doing a stand-up gig that got people talking. It was the way Epps handled the poor thing. Videos from the show quickly went viral, and let's just say the kangaroo didn't exactly look thrilled to be there.
These niggas prayed on my downfall.
In fact, it seemed pretty distressed, and viewers were not having it. People were absolutely furious, questioning why on earth Epps thought it was a good idea to put an animal through all that chaos for a laugh. Of course, the backlash came fast, and Epps had to do some serious damage control. He apologized, saying the whole thing was unscripted, and he never meant to hurt the kangaroo. But, well, let's just say not everyone bought it. Many felt he should have thought more about the animal's well-being before making it a part of his comedy routine.
You know, I'm a little upset with myself for allowing that to happen, you know. That was a bad move on my part, and, you know, in no kind of way that I mean to harm that animal.
And in February 2024, Epps stirred in a whole new pot of tea when he was spilling way more than just jokes on the All the Smoke podcast. He straight up admitted that he hadn't always treated women the way they deserve.
All the time and ask God, what did I do wrong that I can't have a son? But I know what it was. I done lied to all these women and got them pregnant
and sold them dreams and shit like that.
I've been doing too much
That's one
lying.
thing that I'm going to get right before I leave this earth. I'm going to learn how to treat a woman 100% right.
That's dope.
That's something that I want to do for my mother, for my children, for my daughters. I never treated a woman right 100%. And now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing, man, you got to treat a woman right, Mike.
Yep, you heard that right. Mike, in his own words, said he had made some mistakes when it came to women and that he wasn't proud of it. Cue the collective gasp from listeners everywhere. Now, you can imagine what happened next, right? Fans were not having it, and the backlash was swift. Folks started dragging him through the mud, and it wasn't long before they started questioning how he treats his wife, Kira. The internet does not hold back, and it wasn't long before Mike had to step up and apologize publicly to her, twice, trying to do damage control. But honestly, once the public gets involved, it's hard to undo that kind of damage, isn't it? Oh, did I forget to say that Mike Epps is a family man? He's currently married to Kira Robinson, a producer at OWN. The couple tied the knot in 2019 and have been living their best life ever since. Before Kira, Mike was married to Michelle McCain, but that relationship didn't last. Epps is a proud father to his children from both marriages and often shares adorable family moments on social media. It's clear that family is a top priority for this funny man. But this tea just keeps spilling. During one of his stand-up shows, Epps decided to take aim at former NFL star and sports commentator Shannon Sharpe.
This shit is called Shay Shay. The nigga's telling you. Put a wig on that nigga and tell me if that ain't mother Medea's sister, nigga.
Epps made some questionable jokes about Sharpe's sexuality, sparking controversy and outrage.
That nigga Shannon Sharpe called me trying to do an interview. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing no interview. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down, nigga.
Let's just say Sharpe wasn't amused. This wasn't your typical celebrity feud. It got personal and fast. It seems like Epps may have bitten off more than he could chew with this one, because Sharpe, who doesn't play when it comes to disrespect, wasn't about to let those jokes slide. He clapped back hard, calling Epps out publicly for lying about their past interactions. Oh, it got real personal real quick. I mean, when you start talking about lies and actual beef, that's no joke.
And I'm going to release the DMs because you're lying.
Yeah.
You said I reached out to you to come on Club Shay Shay, and you a mofo lie. Now, when I see you, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see if you about that.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you want to say what you've been saying on trying to get some jokes because you got mad because Cat Williams did what he did.
It gets juicier. After all the back and forth with both men throwing verbal punches, they agreed to meet up and have a sit down to sort things out. Honestly, we're kind of hoping for a televised he said moment. But I digress. Who knows if they'll actually bury the hatchet or if this is just the beginning of a long-running beef with more drama ahead. But if there's one thing I know, it's that Mike and Shannon both love the spotlight. So don't be surprised if this saga gets another chapter or two. Mike Epps has had his fair share of drama, to say the least. From crossing the line with jokes to brawling with fellow comedians and even stirring the pot with a kangaroo, Mike definitely knows how to make headlines. But one thing's for sure, he's never boring. In fact, the Mike Epps Show is just getting started. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more drama. Who knows? Maybe next time he'll bring a lion to the stage. The 53-year-old Mike Epps has had his fair share of controversies, to say the least. One thing is for sure, Mike definitely knows how to make headlines, and he's never boring. He's been busy touring with his stand-up comedy, cracking up crowds in cities like DC and Cleveland, and if that wasn't enough, he's got some exciting TV projects lined up. He's starring in Netflix The Upshaws and has even snagged a role in an Apple TV miniseries with Natalie Portman. But wait, there's more. Mike's got a new movie coming out called Ready to Sell Out, which he co-wrote himself. Talk about a triple threat. With a net worth set at $5 million, it seems like Mike's career is hotter than ever, and we can't wait to see what he does next.